You're wondering if you should end a friendship, right? You're in that weird area that's not quite friend, not quite foe, but you don't know what's going on anymore. Well, hey, I'm Jolina. I'm a junior in university, and this past year I was in drama. Lots of it. A lot of drama. Not the fun kind at all. And I'm here to tell you what I wish someone would have told me while I was going through this, so you can make the best informed decision in regards to your friendship. So let's get started.
You're too blind, I'm too bad, you're too fine. Whole team up, fucked it up, the money coming. Bitch glued up now, look who I'm becoming. These days I can tell I'm running or I'm running. Coming from the block, set it up, get it jumping.
Okay, point number one. And this is a pretty underemphasized point. I feel like people don't really speak on it that often, but in my personal opinion, this should be one of the first places you should be looking in regards to your relationships to other people. And that is energy. Energy. Energy is often going to tell you what you need. Energy is not always easy to read. We're often disconnected from our intuition and spiritual selves, so we oftentimes seek concrete evidence to show us what we're looking for. But you know what? You clicked on this video with a specific person's name in mind, and don't act like you didn't come here for someone specific, because you did. Let that name flow through your head right now. What is the first feeling you experience? Is it exhilaration, apprehension, anxiety, happiness, fear? If you're feeling any type of unsettlement or discomfort at the thought of someone, that is probably a good sign. It's time to end things, and it's time to stop giving this person so much access in your life. Most people want to be told to their face, yeah, I don't like you anymore, I don't want to be friends. And in an ideal world, that would happen. But you need to remember, this is not an ideal world. Most people do not know how to communicate. Most people don't even know how to handle conflict. Most people are not going to tell you whether they stop being friends in your head or whether or not they don't like you. So if you've had people in your past tell you to your face that they don't like you, please appreciate them. Because I respect someone that will tell you how they feel about you directly than someone who smiles in your face and acts fake behind your back. Unfortunately, what I've learned is that this means that you do have to read between the lines. And I say this as someone who for most of last school year went by the mantra of, if you do not directly come up to me with a problem, there is no problem. No, it does not work like that. It does not work like that. People will beef with you in their minds. And I don't think every single thing needs to be addressed. Like personally, I feel like if people want to beef with you in their mind, just let them. But it becomes a problem if they're like trash talking you to other friends, and it's making these other friends uncomfortable because it's like, what is going on? And they're coming up to you saying, yo, this person is like doing all this. That's when it's a problem, and that's when it needs to be addressed. Because it's like, beef with me all you want, but once you start bringing other people into it and you're making them uncomfortable, and now it's just like not a good time for anyone, then we have a problem. Basically what I'm saying is, if you're reading the energy in the room and it feels weird, but nothing is being said, you just need to move accordingly. I realize sometimes you have to take the initiative. Sometimes you have to be the confrontational and direct one because other people won't. Sometimes you're the one who's going to have to take that directive to end a relationship because other people won't always do it, because they might be benefiting in some type of way with their association to you. I don't know how, but sometimes people are getting something out of it, and that's why they haven't done something themselves. So sometimes you got to take the reins into your own hand, and you just need to snip this ish before it gets out of hand. Because me personally, it's like, if I don't like someone, I just don't like them. Like, I'm not gonna talk about, I don't care about you, I don't care for you, you're just annoying, you know? Like, I'm not gonna be discussing you. Like, why would I want your name to be coming up more? Why would I want to give you attention, you know? Like, if I don't like someone, I'm not gonna talk to them. They frankly just do not exist to me. Like, that's it. So it's like, I don't know why people be doing the most with the dislike of people, but it's just something like you just need to handle before it gets out of control. Anyways, this is what I'm saying. Pay attention to the energy. Is this a person you feel comfortable around? Because if your gut is telling you something, that means that this is not someone you should be around. I do not care about the logistics. I do not care if this is within a friend group. I do not care if you've been friends since BC. I do not care if they made you laugh one time. How are you feeling right now? How do you feel most of the time around them? Because how you feel most of the time around them is a good indicator of if this is a relationship worth salvaging. But considering you're on this video, it's probably not. People can lie, they can manipulate, they can gaslight, they can do whatever, but energy will be clear as day. So I recommend, if you are still not in touch with your intuition, you go and get in touch with your intuition. That is going to be one of the most useful assets you'll have for navigating relationships in the future. Because while people can lie, energy doesn't. On to point number 2. You feel confusion around this person. So, hopping off the energy train, you vibe check this person and you kind of confused, like you're feeling mixed signals. You're not completely sure what's going on still, because you know, maybe you were once good friends. Maybe y'all have some pretty solid moments. Like, the good moments were good. But once again, like, let's circle back to the energy train. How do you mainly feel? Because if you're not feeling good most of the time, or if you're feeling discomfort most of the time, who cares if they made you laugh like once? Because most of the time it sucks. So you need to do something about that. I've personally come to the conclusion that confusion is deliberate, so you don't fully know where you stand with a person, but so they can keep you within their nonsense. This is why with dating, people often tell you that mixed signals are a no. So apply it to friendships as well. Like, don't give someone all that power. It's a no. It's a no. Confusion is a no. Don't let someone have that power over you. Point number 3. They take jabs at you in the form of teasing or jokes. As previously stated, most people are not gonna say friendship over, but they're very good at insinuating that they don't like you or that you're no longer friends. Like, believe me, they will be making jokes and jabs at your expense, usually in the form of sneak disses. So, story time. So I was like with me and my friends, and we were talking, well, we were like teasing each other about our zodiac signs, because you know, like how friends do. And I'm like an octagon, you know. And then like this one friend, like let's say idiot, starts saying stuff like, oh, octagons don't deserve any type of support, octagons don't deserve good things in life, oh, octagons are the absolute worst. And it was just like, what? Because she sounded like dead serious about it too. Like, it wasn't even giving joke at all. Because everybody else was like teasing, like, oh yeah, octagons, because you know, we do the most sometimes. But like this one, it just seemed like a targeted attack that you wanted to say to my face, but not really to my face, you know, hence shade. Because there is one other octagon in the group, but she wasn't there at the time. And mind you, idiot does not have that many octagon friends that I knew of at the time. So like it was really giving like attacks. So just look out for subtle stuff like that, because where people are not direct in their dislike, they will be very subtle about it. Point number 4, Look how everyone is treated around them, and this is very applicable if you're in a friend group. All right? Like, do you seem to be the only one that's iced out? Do they seem to be kinder to your other friends? Like, do you see the connections they may have of other people and you're like, dang, I wish that's what we had, but it's not? Like, I think you should go talk to them, honestly, if you have not spoken previously on that. But this can also go the other way. How do they speak on and treat people they don't like? My fake friend Idiot once infamously said,
I only manipulate people I don't like. Y'all are safe.
I was not safe. And we're on to number 5. They talk crazy about you behind your back, but they're lying to your face. If this is happening to you, they need to go right in the dumpster immediately in that relationship, because quite frankly, if you're dealing with someone that's saying all sorts of outlandish things and just like disrespectful, just like generally terrible things behind your back, but when you're face to face, it's all, I didn't say that, like I was misinterpreted, girl, like that's not what it meant, but they can't seem to explain what they were truly saying. Gone. Like, friendships need to have a foundation of trust, and if y'all don't have that foundation of trust, I do not see the point in salvaging that. Like, if you cannot trust the words someone is saying to you, it's not going to be a relationship that's gonna last. And it's just like, it shows like your true character. It shows like you have like a lack of integrity, and I don't like that. That doesn't mesh well with me. I need people who are going to be honest, who are going to be transparent and straightforward. And you show me multiple times that you can't do that. So I feel like this is a really massive red flag, in fact. And if you're hearing like they're saying all this crazy stuff, but then they can't seem to stand by what they said with their chest to your face, that is not a friend you want to keep. All right, we are on the last and most important point, which is you have spoken multiple times and nothing is being resolved. I would like to say that most people, even in the cases of fake friends, just want things to be all right with people in their lives. And most people will be willing to hold those conversations in spaces for reconciliation. And that's a good thing. That's showing maturity. It's showing that you're willing to work things through. But you have a problem if you've spoken multiple times about the same issue and it's still happening. I'm gonna say it though. Nobody's really good at conflict. So if you're even trying, big balls to you. Also, I am going to keep reiterating this. I think it's very important to hold conversations, even if you feel like it's the end of the line, because I feel that conversations are a great indicator of where the friendship is standing and where it can go, or if it's even worth fighting for, salvaging, you know. Because like, if you confront someone, y'all sit down and have a conversation and they start getting defensive, or they start gaslighting, or they're just overall terrible, there's your answer right there. Or maybe you learn that you can fix things. But if it's the case of someone talking behind your back, you cannot fix that. They are lying. There's no honesty there. You cannot fix things there. So do not try and talk with someone who's talking behind your back, because they are liars. Regardless of all the nonsense I ended up dealing with because I spoke up, I'm honestly still glad I said something. Because what I also learned is that a lot of people will silently be angry with you. And that's their problem to deal with, in my personal opinion. That if you're upset about something, if you're upset with something that someone did, you're the one who needs to address that. That shouldn't have been on me. And y'all will get it more when I get into that. But I will say, I do think some conversations are worth having. Like previously stated, if someone's talking behind your back, no. But I do think it's good to hold spaces for most conversations. Like ultimately, you're the one who's gonna know if this is something that needs to be addressed or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and encourage you to go and communicate. Like, communication is the step that should be taking place before you cut someone off completely. Basically what I'm saying, like, you can't resolve something with someone that actively dislikes or doesn't care for you, because if they don't care, they're not going to change and do better. There's basically like a few outcomes that can come out of discussing. Maybe things get better. That is what we're all hoping for with this discussion. But we are in the case where things don't get better, and there could be like a few reasons why they didn't get better. Like, maybe y'all are just not compatible, which is fine. Like, if you had a couple discussions about, and you both laid out what you want, and it's just like you're still clashing, y'all are probably just not compatible. That's fine. Or they do not care, which is not fine, but that is also an answer. Basically, if you're having the same discussions over and over again with this person and nothing is changing, what you need to change next time is your relationship with that person, which is now none. All right, don't pause quite yet, but I'm gonna need you to pause in a moment. Think back to those names that have been flooding through your head this entire time of that person or persons and how it's been making you feel. Think back to the interactions you've had with them. You're not doing too much. You're not bugging. You're not overthinking. No, you're not doing it. Think back to it. Reflect on it. And when you come back from pausing, let me know if this is a person you still see belong in your life. Hey, welcome back. Oh, okay, so you want this person gone. Okay, you've come to the right place. You've come to the great place. I do have experience with cutting people off. Messy and non-messy ways, like clearly like drama, so it was messy this year. But I'm here to give you advice on that. All right, so we are in the cutting a friend off section of this cutting a friend off video. I have a lot written down, like, so this section is going to be a big one, so get your pen and paper and be ready to jot notes down, because hopefully you will not be referencing this frequently, but it's good to know these methods. All right, so let's assess the situation. Is this a friend group, or is this just you and one other person? So if this is a friend group and you're being pressured to fix things for the friend group, don't do it. That doesn't work. Don't do it. I'm saying this from personal experience. If you're just trying to reconcile for the sake of the friend group, there's always going to be tension still until it eventually blows up in whatever way it does. So do not go fixing things for the sake of a friend group. No, just do not talk to the person. All right, they do not exist anymore. So that's why I'm saying it's like easier if it's just one other person that you're trying to figure things out with, because then you can sit on your own. Like, do I even like this person? Do I even want them in my life? And you do not have to worry about like the pressure of maintaining like a certain group dynamic, or you don't have to worry about how you're affecting that friend group dynamic. All right, now we're at the fun part, the 3 different methods of cutting people off. So I'm gonna start with the most commonly known one, which is the slow fade. So this is the type of retreat where you benignly begin distancing yourself from a friend. So you're not responding to texts as much, or if they ask to hang out, you just don't really respond, or you just keep putting stuff off until they eventually catch on that y'all are not really friends anymore. And a lot of people do this intentionally or unintentionally. Sometimes you just grow apart from people. I personally don't really like this method because it leaves the friendship ambiguous still. And if you're talking about this person behind their back because you don't really like them, but you don't want to be friends anymore, but they still think you're friends because you didn't officially announce y'all no longer friends, I feel like that's not really a good look on you. Like, it makes you look cowardly because it's like you have so much to say about this person, but you're still hanging around them, or at least they think that y'all are hanging out together, you know? I'm also gonna say I don't really feel like this method is fair to the friend that you're cutting off, because it's just like you're just not being honest to them either. they think there's still something going on, while the whole time you're given like this time to move on and get over it, while they still think there's something there. All right, now we're at number 2, the scorched earth method. This is where you're very direct. Ooh, I just know I scared a bunch of y'all with that. Direct. Yes, but this is a very scary method of ending things because it's to the point. All your cards are on the table, and we live in a very much mind game world, so people don't like to have all their cards out on the table. It lays out everything you want, like it tells someone exactly where they lay with you, the boundaries you set, and why you're no longer friends. It lets someone know exactly what's going on. It's very clear cut, and it's a respectable method. This is the kind of method that can have blowback to it though, because of how direct it is. And it's rejection, it's a breakup, and people respond to rejection in unpredictable ways. But I feel like this is the way to live, without apprehension, without stress, just straightforward. Now the scorched earth method. I don't think it's bad to do over text, but in personal experience, every time I've tried to do stuff over text, it has a tendency to spin out of control. So actually, I don't recommend doing it over text. If you're using text, use it to set an in-person appointment where you break up with them. You can like write a little script, you can practice in front of the mirror, figure out where it's gonna go. But just know, after that conversation, you will hopefully walk a bit lighter, a bit more pep in your step, you know. But it's definitely like a way to live, and I feel like it's just better to be extremely clear where people stand with you, rather than have like ambiguity and confusion, and there's hurt feelings because people thought they were like closer to you than they really were. So we're on the third and final method. I still cannot delve into everything because it's a roller coaster, and I'm gonna get very off topic and mad if I try to speak on it, but just know it was a massive betrayal. So this method is called distance and detached, and that sounds similar to the slow fade, but it's different from the slow fade, where in the slow fade, you're probably still friends with this person everywhere because, you know, you're kind of being fake, you're being a little fakey fake about it. They might be muted, but you still following them and stuff. Distance and detached, they blocked everywhere. They do not exist. So basically, I am doing this distance and detached method now because I had previously done the scorched earth method, but then we had reconciliation, which, newsflash, it was just fakery. And essentially, if I had stuck by my guns with the scorched earth method, I don't think things would have turned out as nasty as they would have. So that's why we're going this route now, however, and why it's also important to listen to your first instinct about someone. Like, I was correct in my first assumption to cut someone off. You're probably going to be correct in your assumption to cut someone off. Do not go and bring back friendships and relationships because you missed them or they made you laugh one time. No. You felt something inside of you that told you this needs to stop, this needs to end, we can't keep going through this. So why are you bringing it back? There's so many other people out there in this world that you can find. Go find those people. Stop trying to make things work when you can see it's not working. I got tired of the drama and the sneakiness and the lying, so I was just like, block. You do not exist to me anymore. And if you knew me, you know I don't block people like that. Like, you really have messed up if I blocked you. Like, I don't block people willy-nilly. I don't really feel like it's necessary most of the time. So you really did something. You really messed up. Like, you need to go and reflect on why you're blocked. What did you do? Anyways, I personally recommend this type of hard blocking and hard exiting in your life as a last resort, as in y'all have already tried to discuss what can be done better, or if something is bothering you and setting boundaries, and it's just still the same issues. You know, like previously stated, you've tried speaking about it, y'all tried to understand each other, come to some type of common ground, but it's still the same issues over and over again, you know? And I'm gonna say, like, at one point, sometimes people are just gonna go out of their way to make you upset, or they don't care that they're making you upset. Okay, let me rephrase that. If people don't care that they're making you upset, or they're choosing to try and make you upset, that's just a hard block. Like, most of the time, people will know what they've done. They will know because they were warned about it several times. And once again, like, I'm not a fan of blocking. I don't think it needs to be done like in excess, but in the end, you know, it's your world and we're all living in it, so block away. Also, on another note, if what you're dealing with is they're being fake to your face, like they're talking behind your back, or if they bring you nothing but problems, I still think you should go and confront them. But if you think it's gonna be nothing but nonsense if you confront this person, just block them. Hey, so we made it through the section of cutting your friend off. So you cut your friend off, now what? So now we're in the grieving period. Yes, you need to grieve your friendship too, because maybe you did have good memories. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't, and now you're just like dancing in your room. Like, maybe you feel free. If you feel free, have a dance party. Call up your real friends. Go have some fun. But if you're feeling kind of sad because they made you laugh one time, I feel like you should take the time to sit and think about the good memories and the good characteristics, but not too hard to the point that you want them back. Just enough so that you can process what happened. Because I'm still processing what happened, to be honest. It was like a lot to deal with. But just know, like, you're gonna get better, you're gonna move on, you're gonna find people that are much better for you and who genuinely care for you. It's not the end of the world, it's just the end of this friendship. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I hope that helped you come to some type of conclusion. And let's see how cute I am. Cause look at this fit, Bam, bam. Yeah, no, I did that. Anyways, let me know how things go with your friendships. Like, update me. I'm hoping it wasn't too messy, like when you cut them off. But some people, it's like no matter what you do, it's gonna be a tornado regardless. Yeah, but make sure to like and subscribe, comment. Let me know if y'all want more advice videos. I'm eventually gonna put together the thing on all the drama I experienced. Oh my god, it's just like so much. It's so much. Like, that video could easily run to like an hour or too long, so it's like, but let me know if you want like a rundown of that. And thanks, y'all. I really do hope that this video gave you the clarity you were seeking.